Hey, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Bob. I just got this game today. It's called Concrete Jungle. It's a really interesting game. It's sort of a card game that is also like a city builder. And it might and at first I thought it was gonna be like one of those super simple kind of game that you should get into and play. But there's like an underlying like complexity to it that make it a very interesting game. So I'm just gonna like check it out here and tell you guys about it. So there are custom games where you can play. So there's a solo mode, there's a versus mode, the classic mode, which basically just like I don't want to say like a roguelike, but like it's sort of like it's just a game without deck building, and of course you can load the game. So it's a card game that comes with everything that you would expect from a card game. There's also like deck building where you could mess around and work on your own deck. I think you go here, and like these are like the cards that you could play around with, and you unlock them by playing games. So you just gain EXP from completing games, and it'll unlock more and more cards. And you can see that there's a decent amount of cards here for you to unlock. But anyway, let's jump into the campaign. I'm gonna play through a mission that I played through already. It's called Cider Rapids. I got 1 star on it because I'm the best player of this game. Anyway, let's go. So the game.
Hello, and welcome to the beautiful Cider Rapids. This is a famous national park in Greenbelt area.
The game before I was so rudely interrupted by a pretty lady over here. The game actually have a campaign mode with like a storyline. The story is pretty lighthearted. It's not the best written game, but you don't really expect that in these kind of games. But the voice acting is actually surprisingly like really good. It's quite good, especially like the voice for this lady over here. I've already forgotten her name, and because I thought she was just like a tutorial kind of lady, but she actually played like a decent role in the story, and she's actually like yeah, like, her voice acting is really good. Her portrait looks really nice too, and the portrait is like something that I notice a lot of indie games just can't seem to grasp is like portraits. Like a lot of the portraits come out to be like really kind of off-putting or just look weird, but the game's portrait looks really good. The whole game as a whole looks really good. Like you could like look at these buildings. Like when you zoom in close, they look kind of bad, but like when you around this level of zoom, which is the level you usually look at, the buildings actually look like they're quite nice looking. Like have a decent like variety in the different ways that they look, and the way traffic flow and stuff like that. It's really cool. So anyway, in this mission, we basically gonna meet our quote unquote villain. I don't know if he's the villain of the game, but he seemed to be like the villain of the game. Here we go.
What is this?
Hello there.
Is this guy? He is not much of a villain as like he's not really evil, but he's just sort of a jackass. And you say what I mean.
I'm Rick Selfridge, recently elected mayor of Caribou City. Welcome to Selfie Park. Do you like the roller coaster? I designed it myself. Just between you and me, it failed its safety inspection this morning, so I would stay clear of it for now. Unless you're feeling adventurous, in which case, Godspeed to you.
What the?
You must be Lainey Thompson.
Where did you find the room in the budget for this? I assume you have corporate sponsorships?
Lainey, I don't want the city to worry about silly commercial sponsorships, so that's why we don't have any. Look at the city's budget sheet. The numbers are all in the black.
Those are clearly minus figures.
Oh. My printer is out of color ink again? You wouldn't think that printing out 100 colored birthday hats would take that much ink, would you? Marie! Marie! We're out of color ink!
Who's Marie? We're the only ones here. Where are you going? We're not done here. Hey! He's gone. I know this isn't your fault, but can you do some damage control for me? The mayor clearly doesn't know what he's doing.
Right, and she just sums it up right there. Like that's basically the crux of his character, is that he just doesn't fucking know what he's doing, but somehow he's mayor. So So you could read into it and say that's like a I guess like a parody of our political system or whatever. I just think it's sort of a nice lighthearted story, and it's a nice excuse to basically let you play through these levels. So let me tell you about the game. So you can see here there's a lot of information. On the left corner, these are our lives, and I'll tell you about how we use our lives in a little bit. Like I'm probably gonna have to. So these are the cards that we could use. Right now we could use up to we have a choice basically of 2 cards during one turn. So you can choose and use one of these 2 cards. The cards have a bunch of different information on it. So let me look at this here. So this is basically the way the card works. So the one in the middle is the building itself. The house is just a point collector. It collects points. So this is really important because it's the only type of building that collects points as far as I know. On the left corner here, this little circle system means that it is reusable, as in after you use it, it'll get put back in your deck. Whereas a card like the duplex just get used once and then it's gone forever. Well, not forever, but like for the rest of the game. On the left corner are these 2 numbers. So this is the economic points. Oh no, economy points. It adds up to this line up here. Once this line is filled, you get 1 economy point. You use the economy point is basically your upgrades, where you could go into the shop, and for every economy point you get to choose from one of the 4 possible cards that will show up here. So it's sort of like an in-game kind of on-the-fly upgrade system. It's not a long-term thing. It just kind of upgrade for the one game, I think. But it does give you an extra card to play with. The other number here is the expense number, and it adds up to this column. So this one is a little bit more complicated. You see the number 3 here? The number 3 here is your target. So what you're doing in this game is a puzzle game. You're clearing like each of these columns one by one, and how you do that is you reach this number of point, the 3. So I'm gonna show up how you do that. So in order to get points, you need to place a building that collects points. These are the points here. So I'll put down a duplex. The duplex will collect the points. So it'll collect the 1 point here, and then also add 2 to itself. So I'll get 3 points in this column right away. And once the column is clear, it will be gone from the game board, and you move on. So you clear it from like the bottom up here. And so this is the target. The expense is it gets added up every time you place any building. Each building kind of have a different expense. Once this expense bar is filled, the column requirement will shoot up by 1. So instead of just having to have 3 points, I have to do 4, for example. So there's that. So I'm just gonna keep playing for a little bit here. As you know, like I'm just gonna like exploit this and just kind of put like down houses over here, because these tiles already have 3 points adjacent to it. So associated to it is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just gonna put houses here and just kind of set up these forward columns so that they will get clear the moment it comes to their turn to clear. Now we still have this column to worry about, but we'll worry about that in just a second. So the green have a very interesting effect, and a lot of cards have this effect where you place it down and it gives +1 to a selected adjacent tile, but you can only select one of it. So I'll put it down, and then I'll put the thing here. So I'll select this, and there you go. So and then the blue. So some buildings will have the blue surrounding. Every blue thing will add +1 to the tile that it highlights. So this one will kind of give like the adjacent tile in like a plus pattern, a +1. So I can like place it around here and just kind of like increase like the I guess like the land value, like the score value of like the adjacent tile. But instead of doing that, I'm just gonna like put something down here like randomly, because basically what you do is once you fill up or almost fill up, a row like this without putting down any kind of point collecting mechanics, so you can't actually finish the row. What you could do is you could sacrifice one of your life to clear that column. So I'll do that right now. So I sacrifice that life to force clear that column. I get no points from it, and I lose a life. But so it's basically one of those like emergency kind of thing. But
Is that?
as you can see, I set up the next 3 or so column to clear, so the moment it touch them, they start clearing like right away. So let's continue with our story here.
I see you've discovered Asthmatown,
Asthmatown, yes.
That's
a housing estate surrounding a chemical plant. I know. I thought the plant might be a really cool building to do paintball in. But then they told me we couldn't do paintball in it because of the dangerous chemicals. Makes sense, really. How we laughed.
People getting lung cancer. So funny. What a great guy. But yeah, so you can see his character is pretty one-dimensional, and he's a lot less likable than this lady here. This lady here is actually, she actually managed to be really likable, just because like she haven't said anything like really offensive. But you know, it's always cool to have a likable character in your game. So the invert will just flip the sign on your score. So like there's a -3. We'll put the invert here. It'll become +3. It doesn't really make sense in the context of the game, but you know, like thematically speaking, it does make sense in service gameplay. So that's really cool. So I'll put the score down here to increase the point of the surrounding. So this one used to be -1 and now it's 0, so I canceled it out. So it's really cool. And I'll put a house down here so I can collect points. Maybe I should have put a duplex down there because it would have been better. But I'll put a park square here to increase the value in the surrounding. That's really good, except like the expense cost is really high, so this column will raise like faster. So do you think it's a good place for a duplex? I think this is a great spot for a duplex. Oh, by the way, you see those green? I tried to point at the screen with my finger, like you guys can see it. Like, you guys see the green lines surrounding here. So every card have like a different color, and if you put a bunch of the same color card together, it will form a block. And there are certain cards that will affect an entire block at the same time. So those are really powerful. So you know, the point of the game is to try to form blocks everywhere you could. That one only gave me 2 points. That's not the best I've ever seen. So we'll see what I can do about that. So right now we have a diner. So I think we should just set up for like the next like the next one with the diner. The diner also have like a really high cost as well, but also give me some economy points. So that's really alright. So I'll put this here. The diner will actually give like a +2 increase, which is really cool. I'm tempted to put a park square here just to clear this out, but I'm wasting a lot of space. Whatever, I'll do. So there you go. So a fire station is it will increase points throughout like an entire like column like this. This is super powerful, so I'm just gonna do that. I was waiting for a house so I could put it here and just clear it. The game actually doesn't have any real-time restriction. It's sort of turn-based in a way. So yeah, here we go. I think I'll put the green. Where should I put it? Like, I can't place anything in this watery spot, and I have no points here, so I kind of want to have something here just so we could set up for the next column. So I think I'll do that with the greenery. I'll put a house here, of course, just to clear it out, and we did it. A park square. Oh wow, I didn't notice that this is a -4. That's really bad. So I think I'll do this just to like raise up like the maximum amount of things there. A grow. I have a grow right here just to remove the negative points here. I'll set up a school like this. Oh man, I might have to force clear that. That's really bad. I think that might actually lose me the mission. That's not good. We'll see. So I'll put a house here. And a house here. Wow, I can't actually do anything with this, can I? Fuck. Man, we shit out of luck. Okay, so I need to clear that.
See that over there? That's my new convict education program.
I think that might have lost me the mission.
It's a school surrounded by prisons. So the convicts, everyone's a winner.
Another chemical
Yes, this guy's a
plant
jackass.
back there too?
Oh yeah, just one for good measure.
Everyone's a winner.
Oh, I haven't lost, so I guess I have like one more go at this. Okay, let's do it then. So I'll put a house here, and we did it. The invert T is really powerful for like cities that are really bad like this, because like you could just like turn like you know, negative into positive. It's really good. You like another way to deal with negative points is you just like build buildings like across it. It's really yeah, it's a decent way to deal with it. So I'll put the green like this. This is cool here. I'll put a park square right here. Oh wow, they actually didn't do that much. I think I'll put a dino right here. Yeah, the requirement is now up to 4, but I think it only applied to like future column. So the column I'm working on right now won't get affected. So that's really good. So I'll put a house right here to clear out this column. And the one that have the cup on it, that's basically your goal. So after you clear this out, you win the game. So that's really good. I'll put a park square somewhere. I'll choose a spot where it have the most positive effect. So I'll have it right here. That's really nice. I cleared it. Water treatment world.
Enough! Mr. Mayor, I'm begging you to stop this. You're ruining our city.
Her voice acting is so good. This guy's voice acting is really good too. He has like the cheesy like superhero thing going on for it. So there you go. That was Concrete Jungle, where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Right? It's a really cool game, and I haven't tried the custom mode, but I assume it's really good as well. Like just like deck building alone, like this will keep you playing for a long time here. The deck building is really cool, and the cards are like really unique as well. It sort of remind me of this one game on the PS1 where you have to run like an apartment complex, and then the room kind of work the same way, where like you have to stack rooms on top of each other, and then every room kind of have like an effect to every room surrounding it, depending on like who is staying in the room. It had like a very similar feeling, and I think the big question is like how much of a city builder this is compared to how much of a card builder this is, a card game this is. This is more of a card game than it is a city builder. It seemed to be like a card game dressed up as a city builder, and it plays more like a jungle. I was looking at the screen, sorry. I was playing more like a puzzler than it is like you know, like something like a city skyline, where you have like the freedom to kind of like build your utopia city basically. This game is more of a puzzle game. It's set in like a really nice, like really cool kind of like a early 2000 era graphic of like a city builder. This is a really I don't want to say classic, but it's a more like old school approach to the way it looks. It looks really cool. It looks really good, and the way the traffic moves are like really it's fun to look at. And overall, I think it's a great looking game. It's a great sounding game with surprisingly polished in terms of their presentation. And the cities are really fun to look at. It's really satisfying to kind of see like the different things that are going down, even though they're just like masking numbers basically. But what, you know, that's all video games are, right? Just masking numbers. But the game storyline is nice and lighthearted. You don't think about it too much. The characters are not very interesting, but they're very likable, as far as I know. Well, at least like the lady is really likable. The fucking mayor is a jackass, but I think he was meant to be a jackass. Overall, I think it's a really fun game. I could see myself getting addicted to this game for like just playing this shit for hours on end, because it's just so it's just so simple to approach, but there's also so much complexity around it as well. But as I say that, I'm just gonna stop here before I keep talking about this forever. So this is Concrete Jungle. I wholeheartedly recommend it, and I will recommend it on Steam as well. It is right now on Steam for $15. Yeah, it is on. I think it is on Steam right now for $15. I remember spending somewhere around that mark. For $15, this game is worth it. It will keep you occupied for a long time. It's a really good game. So my name has been Bob. This is Concrete Jungle. If you liked the video, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button if you want to see more. And I will see you in the future with some more videos. See you then. Bye.